Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is John Smith 236. Hi! And he wants to know, who do I think is the greatest Big Brother player of all time? That's tough, but I'm gonna go with what everyone says, and I'm gonna say Dr. Will and Dan. They are two of the best, there's no denying it. And I think Janelle's probably up there. I don't know, there's like a lot that you can say, but I think the absolute best are Dr. Will and Dan. So let me know who you guys think are the best in the comments. And if you want to be house guest of the day, send me a private message. Did I say that right? Oh, yes, I'm losing my mind. Alright, so they had the Battle of the Block competition yesterday, and the host was Zach. Quick aside, some people are saying online that they saw Zach eat eggs for breakfast yesterday, which is a no-no because he was a have-not. So I didn't see this with my own eyeballs, but if you guys saw it, let me know. If he did that, he should have been punished. On Big Brother Canada, they would punish the whole house. But this is America. So, in the Battle of the Block, Derek's nominees, Donnie and Christine, faced off against Frankie's nominees, Caleb and Cody. Now, as per the Great Skittle Draw of 2014, it was Christine's responsibility to throw this competition so that she and Donnie would lose. Well, guess who the winners of the competition were? Donnie and Christine, which means they are safe for the week. Donnie! Derek was dethroned, and his punishment, he was like covered in this goo. Blah. So let's talk about some things that we know about the competition. It was really dark, and you had to feel around and find these bones, and then I think you had to do something with the bones, but I don't know what exactly they were doing. So Caleb said that none of the bones that he found fit right. So like I said, I don't know what they were fitting the bones into or what, but you know, some people are wondering, was it rigged, or is he just a beast mode idiot? It's tough to say when you're dealing with Caleb. So Caleb also tried to cheat during this competition. He tried using the light from his Fitbit bracelet to see, and Big Brother was like, don't do that. Christine supposedly not only tried to throw it, but tried to help Cody and Caleb. She was handing them bones that she found, and Big Brother, again, was like, don't do that. So Frankie said that he heard production people cheering after Donnie won the competition. So I don't know if that's true, but I don't know that he would make that up. I think Caleb said that they were too, so it probably happened. And Donnie definitely knows that Christine threw this because she didn't even celebrate when they won. So it's pretty obvious what was going on there. Another thing, this is another competition where it looks like, you know, only one person needed to try in order to win. Like, one person could win it without the other person doing anything. So it's kind of fishy, but at the same time, I'm like, after the injustice of last week, we'll take it. It's Donnie! Call me a hypocrite, I don't care. So after the competition, Derek was freaking out. It was awesome. Caleb was crying conspiracy. He was like, Donnie must have been wearing an earpiece. They were telling him to go for those bones. They were saying left, now go right. Really? And Caleb and Zach were talking, and they were like, oh, Donnie's definitely not a groundskeeper, come on. So Cody was totally sulking. It was hilarious. Welcome to the block, Travolta Light. Yeah, first time on the block. So Donnie was like so happy about it. He was smiling while he was like cleaning himself off from the competition. But then he went into the fire bedroom and he was crying by himself in the room, lying on his bed. It was so sad. He probably feels so alone. It's like everyone is against him right now, so that must have been tough. But Christine is worried, like I said, because Donnie knows that she tried to throw it. Her #1 target knows that she tried to throw it, so she's freaking out. I have to say, Derek, you may be fooling the people in the house, but you are not fooling us. He had this bogus conversation with Frankie in the back HOH room last night, and he was talking about how he wants to work with Donnie because he is part of Team America. Oh, but Donnie never wants to work with us. What? What planet are you living on? He was like, I don't even know. I'm not sure how he said that with a straight face, because it's like the complete opposite. They never want to talk game with him. They have never tried to include Donnie in a serious strategy chat. The only thing they would talk about with him are the Team America tasks, and they would tell him about lies. They would lie to him about what they were doing. So yeah, get out of here. Derek was like, I can talk to Donnie till I'm blue in the face and tell him that we didn't want him to go home, and he won't believe us. Yeah, he's not gonna believe you because he knows that you're lying. So it's pretty clear now that Derek is upset because he knows that America loves Donnie. I guess he was tipped off by production cheering for Donnie. So Derek was trying to make himself feel better. I'm sorry, but it's true. And he was saying that people like Donnie because he's the underdog in the game. But he and Frankie have both played great games, so that's why people like them. So then the conversation turns to plans for this week. So Frankie ideally wants Caleb to come off the block. Specifically, he wants to win the veto and save Caleb. And then he wants Victoria to be nominated as the replacement, and he wants to get rid of her. So Derek is like, well, I think that would be a waste of an HOH. We could get rid of Victoria whenever. He's trying so hard to protect his goat. Oh my gosh, I hope everyone sees through this. So Donnie and Zach had a quick chat in the storage room last night, and Zach congratulated Donnie. He was like, you pulled it out again, man, you're a legend. So Donnie is like, well, Zach, I hope that you get picked for the power veto competition, and I hope that you win, because Donnie was like, Zach, you could be in trouble. You could be the replacement nominee this week if the veto's used. And you know what? Donnie's right, because it seems like that's what Derek wants to happen, and going by his track record, it looks like that could happen. So Zach could be in trouble, and he's like, yo, Donnie's looking out for me. Cool beans. So they picked the power of veto players last night. Derek is hosting. And the players are Frankie, Caleb, Cody, Donnie, Victoria, and Christine. So, as you can see, Zach is not playing. Ooh. And they were thinking that the competition was going to be last night. It wasn't. And they also thought that the competition would be Zingbot. It is. I can't wait for a little zingy. So Caleb was talking to Derek about the power veto competition. He was like, oh, Beast Mode Cowboy needs to win this, blah, blah, blah. And he said that he will trip Donnie and bust his face before he lets him win the veto. It's classy. Very classy. He's just very, like, angry, it seems, that Donnie keeps beating him in these competitions, because he was like, oh, yeah, like, Donnie didn't win that much. He won like a couple vetoes and like some BOBs or whatever, but they were all just back to back, so it seems like more than it actually is. No, Donnie's won quite a few competitions, so shut your trap. Alright, so this is completely ungame related, but it's hilarious. So Caleb and Zach were engaged in an intense rap battle last night during Big Brother After Dark. It was awful, yet hilarious for a while. After a while, I was just like, shut up! So Caleb kept starting his raps with this line. He would go, I'm a lyrical genius. And then he would go off and do like the worst raps ever. So you guys know what rhymes with genius. So of course, Zach took that and ran with it. So he's like, I'm a lyrical genius. I got a really big penis. Yeah. I'm gonna stop there. So, Zach was also rapping about how Victoria never wins competitions, and Victoria's standing there and she's like, I've won 3. It was just a really funny moment. But like I said, it got pretty tiresome after a while. They are not good rappers. Zach had some funny stuff in there. Caleb was just like, it was really bad. So, moving on. Zach and Donnie got to eat real food last night at midnight, no more slop. Donnie actually ate a little bit later, I think like half an hour later, because he was in the diary room, but yay, good for them. Meanwhile, while they were chowing down, Derek was up in the HOH room with Victoria, crying to her. He had his daughter's baby blanket draped around his neck, and he was telling her that he was upset and crying because of something that he can't talk about with her. So I'm wondering if this something was that he knows now that people outside of the house freaking love Donnie. Because he thought that Donnie was like a loser, and he thought that America loved him. So I'm wondering also, is this even real? It kind of seems like he was trying to manipulate the audience, and he was trying to get sympathy by crying. It's just, I hate saying things like that about people when they cry, but this whole game, Derek has been playing a separate game too. Yes, he's playing Big Brother, but he's also trying to play the audience. He's like doing, you know, he talks to the camera every once in a while, but he lies to the camera when it's just him. It's crazy. So he's definitely very aware of America watching. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying really hard for America's favor. So that's why I haven't been able to root for him so far. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's just my take. So then he moved on to giving Victoria a pep talk for the next veto competition. He's like, it's not the end of the world if you lose, but try your best. So she's like, okay. So then Derek was back into game mode, and he started planting the seeds that Zach should be backdoored this week. So he was talking to Caleb, and he's like, Zach doesn't really do much for us. He's been a number for us, but we can't trust him. He's way out there, he's crazy, and we don't need him anymore. Also, Victoria's really sweet. She comforted me while I was crying, and he just totally tried to build up Victoria while he was tearing down Zach. And Caleb was buying it. He was like, yeah, we can get rid of Zach, that's cool. Alright, so Donnie and Zach, speak of the devil, were chatting this morning again, and they promised to each other that they're not going to put each other up on the block if they win HOH next week. And Donnie was also talking about how everyone is so afraid of him, and he doesn't get it. Like, he just walks by them at night while they're talking, and he's just going to, like, go to the bathroom, and they think that he's going to take them all out, and he's just like, why? So he's also wondering, why are you guys not using me to get rid of your allies? Have you watched the show before? And he's right. I mean, these people are just getting rid of all the weak players when they could be using them to take out their own allies. You're going to have to get rid of them eventually. So, moving on to other stuff. The house guests got a smaller table today. Whoa! And Frankie got to pick the have-nots for the week. And he picked Christine and Victoria. And his reasoning was that they've been on slop the least or whatever. Victoria is just coming off of 2 weeks straight on slop. Maybe you didn't notice because Caleb was complaining so much and she was just like, yeah, slop. I don't know, but I would be kind of pissed if I was Victoria. So America voted for Christine and Victoria to enjoy Transylvanian goulash in addition to slop. So that means that they get blood sausage, canned pumpkin, and onions. Yay! Alright, so let's talk about Team America real quick. They were planning out some of the items that they're going to steal from their fellow house guests, and I'm not going to talk about those now because it's just going to be overkill. I'll just say what they steal when they steal it. So they want to wait until someone notices that their stuff is missing, and then they're going to set up the whole neighborhood watch program. Donnie's going to be like, well, in my little community, we have a neighborhood watch. And then they're going to get that ball rolling. So Frankie and Donnie were then alone in the HOH room. Derek left, and Donnie was like, Frankie, I really respect you. And he was saying how he would take Frankie to the end because he wants to beat the best. And if he loses to Frankie, at least he lost to the best. I don't know if Frankie's the best, but I mean, he's up there. So Frankie was like, yeah, well, I want you to stay as long as possible, Donnie. I respect you too. And then he told Donnie that everything that he's told him has been the truth. Really? Come on now. So Derek actually went ahead and began the task. I thought they were going to wait until after the Power Veto competition to start stealing things, but he went into the fire room and took Victoria's purple, like, floral robe, and he put it in a trash bag in the storage room. So that's one item down. And he showed Donnie where he put it, so it's happening. Should be exciting. Can't wait for those fireworks. And Zingbot has arrived. I can't wait. So they're doing that competition right now as we're filming this. So check back later tonight. I will put the results when I find out in the bottom of the info for this video. And we'll talk about the zings tomorrow in the spoiler. So until then, much love.
Edit.